Do you want to hit better drives? Do you want to hit it further and straighter than you ever have before? I'm Matt Walter, PGA teaching professional here at Vanderbilt Legends Club in Franklin, Tennessee. I'm about to show you how to let the big dog eat. So, let's talk about the big dog. Hitting driver, there's a couple things that we need to talk about as far as launch conditions when it comes to hitting the driver further and straighter. So when we're hitting our big stick, we usually have about somewhere between 9 and 12 degrees of loft, so it's not a lot. So if we actually hit a descending blow, we decrease loft and we're losing distance at that point, okay? When we hit driver, we have an equation on TrackMan called attack angle. And it measures how much down you hit on the ball versus how much up you hit on the ball. And so to keep it simple, what I tell students is if it sits on the ground, we want a negative attack, meaning we hit down on the ball and hitting through the shot. If it sits up on a tee, we want to have more of a positive or level attack angle, so that way we return the club with the same amount of loft or a little bit of more and get a good pop as we hit our shots. So with driver, we have an optimal window to hit our driver in. Launching somewhere between 10 and 14 degrees, spinning somewhere between 2,000 and 3,000 RPMs, depending on what we're trying to do, depending on what speed of golfer you are. So if you're the average American male, you're only swinging about 90, 95 miles an hour. You don't need as much launch in the air and as low spin as Rory McIlroy, who swings at 122 miles an hour. So we got a little bit of variance as we go through our player profiles, but either way, the equations still hold true. If you hit down on the ball 5 degrees versus hitting up on it 5 degrees, you will lose about 30 yards given 100 miles an hour club head speed. So you have to be able to hit up or level on the driver to hit it further. So I have a great drill here. We put our head cover up just in front of our golf ball, and this will enforce us to finish our swings on the upward tick instead of descending down and catching our head cover. So if we make a good swing here, we should be able to finish our swing and miss our head cover. So we make that kind of golf swing, we miss the head cover, we know we hit up and not down. Now, the next part of the equation. Coach, I hit up on it, but I still don't hit it far enough. I gotta find a way to get more distance. The biggest thing I can tell you is that we gotta increase the width of your golf swing and the height of your golf swing. So basically getting your hands to travel further so the golf club travels further, okay? So one of my favorite drills, and this is another good one for beginners or guys of high caliber players, is that we wanna be able to start with a nice wide and slow takeaway. So this drill, we set up a ball behind the club head, and to keep it low and slow is kind of a favorite saying, and we push the ball back. As we push the ball back, it forces us to create some width in our takeaway. Too often I see the club go straight up, and now we're toast. We already narrow. The next move is to get it wide. Really hard to play it from there for most golfers. So our goal is to get this baby set up, push the ball back, finish our backswing, finish our follow through. So let's try it out. So we set up, get the ball behind the driver, build a good stance. We're gonna go wide in the takeaway, high to the top of our backswing. And hit another great drive as we go through our full swing elements here. So our goal is to create width and height in our swing so that we can increase the speed in the downswing. The higher and further my hands go, the more speed I can create. But we gotta find the window in which we can stay in control. So it's a balancing act. So I would recommend start with correcting attack angle, then add some width and height to your golf swing, specifically in your backswing, to create a better blow at the golf ball. And when it comes to hitting driver, sometimes it can be the arrow, okay? Getting your equipment checked by a trained professional like myself who has a radar that can measure ball flight information, knowing that your ball is spinning the correct amount, launching it the correct amount, And you can get some good numbers inside and hitting into a net, but I prefer to see my ball fly in order to get a great club fitting. And that way you can know what the ball flight is doing as you hit the ball, and not guessing at what the TrackMan or even any other radar is guessing when it hits into a net. But the better the information, the better. And TrackMan is one of the best that we use to get great ball flight information. And don't be fooled that distance is always better. If you hit it further and you're not straight, that's not always the best combination. Sometimes it's worth giving up 5 yards to get a better grouping as far as ball flight goes. And then maybe looking into the golf ball to figure out the other 5 yards that you need. So look into your driver, make sure you're playing the right shaft, the right flex, the right loft, the right setting. There's a lot of variables when it comes to getting a good driver fitting, and please get the right appropriate fitting done for yourself to help you get the best distance you can tailored to your golf swing.